awight. Awight, mate. Right, welcome to Strike It Lucky.
Hello and welcome to When Wagon Wheels Were Bigger, the podcast that definitely knows what a hotspot's not.
A good spot.
Not a good spot, you got it wrong.
Well, you said what a hotspot's not, so I was continuing the sentence.
But the rest of the line is not a good spot.
Well,
I'm Mark.
I'm Martin.
And this week we're looking at Strike It Lucky.
Yes, the brilliant game show about which there is nothing unusual to talk about.
There's nothing to mention about the host,
No.
Michael Barrymore, apart from that he's all white.
He's really good with the public and has a natural way about him that just puts old ladies at their ease, and that's the most memorable thing about Michael Barrymore.
I just added another word at the end of public in my head. Off to a good start.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what I mean.
Library?
Oh, spat tea all over myself. Oh. What? Oh dear. Let's pull ourselves together.
Oh, that's funny.
My
face hurts already.
I know. It's a good start. This shambles of a podcast, for anyone who's just maybe a new listener, we have got a few new listeners lately. We look at well, I was joking. He's not even had a Capri Sun.
Not yet.
Joking. Not yet. We look at old TV shows, predominantly from the 80s. This is just in the 80s. This first episode. But yeah, we've started looking at 90s stuff as well, and stuff earlier than that. We don't care anymore. There's no real format to this show, if we're honest.
Old stuff. And then every now and again, we might go back and just watch something we've already watched.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
So stick around for another 98 episodes after this one. We'll definitely be doing that again.
It's definitely happening. Just, remember to not download that one.
Exactly.
But listen to this one, because, it might not get any better than this. Strike It Lucky, Episode 1, Series 1, uploaded onto YouTube by James Booker. Hopefully you'll find it just with all that information. I'm believing James. I'm assuming this is the correct listing, and it actually is Episode 1, Series 1. Haven't done any research. Have you watched this one already to check or not?
I haven't, no, but can I just say that we are trusting you, James, and if this is not the right one, I will find you, and I will hurt you. I won't. I'm not Liam Neeson.
That's disappointed a lot of people. Are we...
Mainly me. I wish I was that manly.
I just was hoping you were going to fight off some wolves with just some broken bottles on your knuckles.
I've done that.
Oh, it's all right then. Well, then you're just
Tony Danza's done that. Another excuse to put up some old stuff.
Good job.
There. Good job, me. Well done, me, actually. And there's definitely something else I can put up that I made that's more relevant to Michael Barrymore.
Something else I made about the Grey as well.
Oh, yes. Loads of stuff.
Oh, yeah, we're doing really well. Recycling.
And also, let's just mention Family Nest, because we did something with that too.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? It's our show, we'll do what we like.
It's already fallen apart. Yeah, we've done a few game shows, haven't we?
We have.
And I think...
And this is another one.
Here's another one. But, no fodder for humour with this at all. So apologies, just 25 minutes of a normal, ordinary game show with a normal, ordinary host with nothing interesting going on at all.
Definitely did nothing wrong.
Nothing at all.
Apart from his career, apart from my kind of music, that was definitely
that was the low point of his career.
It was.
Shall we get on and watch Strike It Lucky, Episode 1? Series
If I'll
1.
I've no idea if I'll get through this, but let's try. Okay, I'm ready. So, 3, 2, 1, hotspot. So, talking of hotspots now, we're going to.
Do you remember when this was turned into Strike It Rich? It was a lot worse, wasn't it?
I do. It was the same, wasn't it?
Well, I think it's pro suppose. So, for anybody who's not familiar with Strike It Lucky, can you describe the format?
Michael Barrymore is in it, and what happens is he basically manhandles and berates people, and one of them is answering questions, the other one has to push buttons on the screen. Depending on how many questions are answered correctly, they can either have on the screen. It could be a prize or money, or a hotspot appears, and if a hotspot appears, which is not a good spot, then they end their turn.
Hey, that sort of does it, doesn't it?
It does. I love the music though. Dead in the pool. What am I talking about? No one knows.
He did really well to make all white a catchphrase, didn't he? For
did.
so many years.
Well, no, it's more than that. It's all white at the back, all white at the front. I stopped myself.
Or white anywhere else you might be at the time.
Body of
this
water,
man's
perhaps.
Really dressed up. You mentioned when we were watching 321 about people like wearing a suit to go and be part of a TV show, and this guy's really dressed up. This is like his best suit.
Although he has not done his top button up, which is offending my eye. Wear a tie, top button done up.
See, this is one of those weird 80s fashion examples, isn't it? Like, this lady has, like, sort of a young girl's hair, but an old lady's blouse.
An old lady's curtains.
It's the kind of thing you would see in a charity shop now.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you'd see it in a...
Well, probably not.
The thing is, though, because the way fashion comes back, that's probably cool now.
Yeah, it's probably coming back, yeah, you're right.
Do you think Michael Barrymore will come back?
He definitely should. I mean... He hasn't been on telly for a while, has he?
He was on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah, but he hasn't been on telly that anybody's actually watched for a while, has he?
No.
Oh my god! Is this a couple?
Yeah, he's banging that. He's all up in that grill.
Because he looks like he's about 15 with a sort of pubescent moustache, and she looks like his great-great-grandmother.
Well, I don't know. She did just say, but I couldn't hear because you were talking at me.
Well,
so I've no idea now. I can only assume that they're buddies.
The Barrymore described her as the old lady of the show.
Yeah, so which means he'll probably grope her or snog her, because that's what he normally did with old women.
Definitely manhandle her in some fashion. Although she might be stood there. Was it normally the one on the left or the one on the right that went up and did all the buttons?
She's going to be stood there. He'll be doing the running.
Ah, okay. All the leg work.
He'll be doing the leg work. She'll be doing the brain work. I don't like his moustache.
No. So you said this was late 80s then?
Yeah. This went on for years. But I do remember as a kid, I used to love this show. And I used to love Michael Barrymore.
I think it's a combination of like the prizes always seemed quite good to a child. And the idea of going along and pressing the buttons and seeing things appear, even though it is sort of sub-teletext, CFAX writing on the bloody screen.
It is.
I think.
But I think what I liked about Michael Barrymore was right now he's sat on the podium, which was quite anarchic, I think.
Oh, yeah.
As anarchic as you could be on primetime ITV, but it was different because game shows were normally quite dull, and I think he did at least liven up the show.
Yeah, he is entertaining, and he did start in kids' TV, I think, as well.
Did he?
I think so. I did a bit of reading beforehand because we might do a quiz if we get away with it.
If we get away with it, never know your luck.
Never know. So yes, he's really flirting with this old lady now, and she's loving it, but she's pretending not to.
She's pretending not to. She's pretending to be offended. But the thing is, right, how many minutes has this been already? It's been on for 5 minutes and they haven't actually started the game show yet.
It's a lot of padding with the game show, isn't it? Because there's only so long you can prolong walking across. Because how many screens are there? What, 10?
I think it is 10. He's got to be a geography teacher.
And she looks like Zool
I was going to say the same thing.
or Gozer, whichever one is on the rooftop at the end of
Whichever one is
Ghostbusters.
the woman at the end. She does look like that. He looks like the PE teacher from Grange Hill.
He's the PE teacher from Grange Hill, and she's the sex mad one from the Golden Girls.
Blanche
Blanche.
Dubois. I know
That's
their
the one.
names. I don't
Yeah.
have a thing for her. I'm not weird. Although she kind of does.
She looks like a slightly younger Blanche.
Slightly younger Blanche.
Very slightly, though. Well, he didn't spend long talking to them because they're not
No, but-
entertaining old ladies he can humiliate.
No, exactly. He's not interested.
No. He's probably
Here
got a
goes.
producer shouting in his ear. You've already spent 5 minutes, Michael. Get on with the game.
There we go. So.
You called it.
Oh, is he? Oh no, this is all. She's running. Where are they running? Move it quicker, quicker.
Oh, I
to
thought
the
they
other
started
side.
the other side. I didn't realise they went all the way over there.
Yeah,
It's exciting now.
it is exciting.
It's like
So they
making
get-
their way back to their partner across like a rickety bridge.
With Michael Barrymore at the end, just ready to cut the rope.
Yeah.
Or just bang it with like some sort of, I don't know, wooden baton. So the questions, you'd have a topic, and then you have to say 2, 3, or 4, and they say how many questions you want to answer, and then however many they get right, or if they get them all right, then they have 3 goes, 2, 3, or 4 goes rather at the screens,
Pressing buttons.
pressing buttons, the skilled bit.
So here we go, Barbara. You can capitalise on the other guy's failure.
Oh, she
Nope.
failed.
You shit. Steve, what do you know about British Prime Ministers? Oh, he just by answering one, he stole the moves.
Now she gets to push some buttons, and because she had 3, the first 2 will be prizes, the third one will be a hotspot,
Do you
guaranteed.
think so? Okay.
I reckon that's what my money's on that.
We should have made this into part of the podcast, really, shouldn't we? But never mind.
Well, it is. We're talking about it, so technically
Oh,
it's
yeah.
part of the podcast.
We've done quite well there, haven't we?
Yes.
So let's draw this out a little bit. What do you have to do? You have to press the button. Tonight, there are 6 hotspots. That was just for us at home.
See? Not a good spot, see? That is the line. He just said it.
It's the first episode. How do they know? Oh, a day driving at Brands Hatch.
Oh, the husband finds that very funny. She can't drive. She's a woman. It's the
Oh,
80s.
Women in the 80s,
Right, this
know
will be
your
the
place.
prize. £250.
250.
Now, they're not going to bank it and they're going to lose it.
Yeah,
Oh, no, they
they
banked
just want to
it.
get to the end. Oh, boring.
Boring. Get to the end. Come on, idiots. You'd be 1 ahead. Well, technically 3 because you were first, but
Yeah. Here we go. Have another go at answering questions, you dullard.
8
How many
wonders of the
wonders?
world. Oh, 7.
7.
I got it wrong. I was counting Andre the Giant.
9 if you count China. Not the country, the large
Dead
lady
wrestler.
wrestler.
Wah. First wah of the evening.
First, wow.
She is Daphne from
Scooby-Doo.
Neighbours.
Oh. Yeah, she
She
does
tried
look
to-
a bit like that, doesn't she?
She does. She tried
A
to push the
dishwasher.
first one that says start on it.
Does she not even know how this game works after no episodes have been on the telly yet?
Exactly. So they're saying dishwasher, and he said, "Move on. We've already got a dishwasher.
Move on.
on.
You wash my in dishes.
They're banking it because they've definitely got hotspot next.
Did they ever get a hotspot the first time? Anybody
No.
ever?
No, the first 2 are always prizes.
All right.
I could
For
be proven
everyone.
wrong actually now, but I'm
Could see
fairly
that.
sure.
Happening now for this guy. Can't do that. Ha ha ha. Old lady said a thing, and it was mildly amusing.
What can't she do? Walk unaided. She's dead now. She's definitely dead now. that woman.
So I don't know what the question is, but one of the answers is Angela Lansbury.
Who was in Murder She Wrote?
Yes,
Yeah,
she
there you go.
was.
It's going to be that.
I don't know any of the other names.
No, she's in Murder You Wrote, you daft old cow.
Murder She Likes.
Oh, he's dull, isn't he? Nice and cute.
But he's thinking about geography.
Angela Lansbury. That's yeah. Da-da-da-da, Angela Lansbury.
Right, here we go. So you're saying hotspot now?
Hotspot. I guarantee it. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my, I don't know,
Yeah? Cock.
cock.
Oh, you were right though. You don't have to eat your cock now.
Oh, too late. I got carried away. Tastes horrible.
Well, yeah, because
Come on,
they're
you idiot.
likely to get a hotspot as well now, aren't they? Or
Yes.
they'll get a not a hotspot and then get a one.
Oh, he's
my-
not getting anything. Come on, old lady, get a question.
It's about time that she got one now.
Oh my god.
Well done.
I hope they get a hotspot straight away now. As punishment. Yeah, no, I was worried as well, Michael.
Robert is wearing a suit that looks like he's gone to a wedding, I think.
Oh, she's a mouthy old woman.
Oh, yeah.
Michael
Old
likes that.
ladies love mouthing off at Michael Barrymore nowadays.
Just get on with the show, Michael, is what I would be saying. If I was there.
But as a kid, we'd have both been loving this.
Yeah.
£150.
Oh, I laughed at her then, damn it.
Yeah, she just wants that money because she's on a pension and probably times are hard.
And this would be the Tory 80s, wouldn't it? So
That's true.
times would be hard, much like today, because
Much
the
like
Tories are wankers.
Much like the Tory todays.
I hate the Tories. Especially the Tories.
Watch this be a hotspot.
Ah.
Oh, you f***ing greedy old bitch. You could have had that £150 if you hadn't have gone
She
on.
wanted it, was him. It's his fault.
I'm still blaming her, though.
It's his fault. He said, let's just keep moving. That's what he said.
And not only does he look like he's gone to a wedding, but he looks like he's gone to a wedding and then, like, the plot of Big has happened to him. So he's ended up in a man's suit, even though he's a boy.
Oh, do you know who else this guy looks like? Steve. What's his name? Is it Steve? It's so blurred
Steve.
on
Yeah,
the
I think
screen.
it's Steve,
Can't
yeah.
tell. He also looks like one of the singers from OK Go.
Oh, I don't know them. I don't know what they look like. But presumably one of them looks a bit like Steve.
A little bit, but without the beard. Or maybe with the beard. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe he doesn't.
So not a great look-alike then.
He looks like he would be on the Guess Who board.
He does.
That's what he looks like. Does he have
Very much
glasses?
does.
Yes. Does he have a beard? Yes. Is he bald? Yes. Is it Steve? Yes. Boom. 3 moves. I'm a count. a guess who Grandmaster. I said count then because I read Count Duckula off the screen, or Count Dracula. I couldn't even read what it says. It's so blurred.
Here we go. Oh, she's raring to go. She just like revved up. Dining suite.
A dinning suet.
I don't know what that is. Move on.
Oh, bank it. We've got a dishwasher and a dining suite. She's sorted for Christmas. It's the 80s. Everyone's sexist.
Is this one of the game shows where they keep everything they bank, or is it only the
Yeah.
winner that goes through and gets it? Oh, that's all right then, isn't it? It sort of makes sense to bank it then.
It's not too bad actually, in terms of because I think they can win. Is it? I think it's 20 grand they win or can win.
Oh, is it?
Or was it 2 grand? If it was 2 grand, it's rubbish. But if it was 20, it was good.
But again, £2,000 in 80s Thatcher, Britain, Tory.
It's like
you
a
know,
million,
hard
yeah.
times. You know that would
Due
have
to
been
inflation, that's probably quite a lot.
that would have been a lot. Yeah. Well, it's a lot now. If somebody said, "Do you want £2,000?" I wouldn't say that's not very much.
Oh no, I'd say yes, but I wouldn't bother going on a game show for it. It's like pointless. With
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want it, it's like £1,000. You get to the phone and think, I don't care.
Can I come back when this is built up a bit, please?
When it's built up to at least 7,000.
I've been watching the really depressing Golden Balls on Challenge in the mornings.
Oh,
and-
with Jasper Carrot.
yeah,
Doesn't
I
make
really
sense. What's going
I
on? in
hate
it?
the format. There's so much happening, and at the end, someone will always just make you lose faith in humanity by stealing money. I
Yeah.
don't like it. What happened to
Well, I
good
don't-
wholesome game shows like this?
And Turnabout.
Yeah, with Rob Curling.
What I don't like about Golden Balls is Jasper Carrot.
Well, he's not the best thing in it, is he?
No, he's quite creepy looking. Quite unnerving. I don't like it.
he always his delivery is always like he's not really sure if he's just like the warm-up guy and he's filling in.
He probably was. He just said that it was an accident. But why don't I tweeted recently about Theresa May looking like she's been drawn by Quentin Blake.
That was a good one. I liked that.
Jasper Carrot looks like he's been drawn by Quentin Blake as well.
He really does.
The living embodiment of Quentin Blake's art.
Now, Jasper Carrot, as he looks now, would be a very good Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate
He
Factory.
would, but he'd be a little bit creepy.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah.
little bit of a creepy Grandpa Joe. He'd be better as like
Lawnmower.
a villainous Roald Dahl character.
Yeah, who could he play?
I can't think of any apart from the
can't-
Twits
No.
and the Grand High Witch, who is obviously Theresa May.
That's taken that role.
She's taken. That's taken. That's done.
Can't be that, Jasper.
That role has been cast, Jasper. You cannot apply for that role.
Can't do it all.
Which parts of the body are affected by arthritis?
Which parts of the body are affected by arthritis? The ears.
Which parts of the body are affected by dermatitis?
Dermatitis.
Skin.
The skin.
What parts of the body are affected by blunt force trauma?
Depends where you are. Depends
Depends
where
where
you are.
you are. Depends where you are.
Or what party you've gone to and
And whose
who's
house you're
hosting
at.
it. Wow.
No,
Oh, no, I said I wouldn't do that.
You said you would do that, and you did it. We said a lot of
anyway.
things we wouldn't do. And we've done it.
My word is worth
Michael
nothing.
Barrymore is an upstanding member of the community.
I just imagined you, like, mouthing something different and somebody dubbing that over your voice. Like Jerry Adams in the 80s. Just like somebody else talking for you.
Michael Barrymore is a legitimate political party. Oh dear.
There's not many questions in a game show that could be either Queen Victoria or Adolf Hitler. But we found one in Strike It Lucky.
Found one. What was the question? What was
don't
the
know.
topic, rather?
I
Evil
prefer
bastards.
not to know. It's an interesting group of names there. Oh, she's finally got a f***ing question. Come on.
About time.
Although he's
Stupid
further
old
than I
cow.
thought. Come on, you can get back to the
Crystal
magic.
Every single game show in the 80s always had crystal decanters as prizes.
I'm still watching a lot of Bullseye, thanks to you, and the prizes
As you
on there
should
just
be.
seem to be the same. It's the same TV rotating around.
Do you know what I hate about the new ones? Is Jim Bowen's like jokes,
Yeah.
like, as he's describing what the prizes are.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
really
know.
awful jokes that don't make any sense.
They're terrible. And I think the worst piece of TV I've ever watched was the scripted charity
I
Christmas
missed that.
special, which had Frank Bruno,
No, John McCririck. I did
John
see some of
McCririck
that. I apologise. It was
and-
repeated the next night.
Linda Lusardi as well, and they were doing like really forced, like all of Frank Bruno's answers started with like the word Harry or the sound Harry or Harry, so he could do that sort of spitting image thing that they always did, that he was always saying
Yeah.
Harry, Harry,
John McCririck kept doing his horse bullshit.
doing his I'm a wanker act, which is not an act, he is a wanker.
He's a really horrific human being.
He is, and hasn't seemed to have aged in like 30 years, which is terrifying.
No, 'cause
he
he's
may be a
probably-
Highlander.
I was trying to think, if that was about 30 years ago, he was probably about 40 then?
Well,
Which
he looked
is not
it.
much older than me and
No.
you.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah.
Both of us. And I hope that I don't look like John McCririck to other people.
Not yet. Not yet. A few more years, but not
A
yet.
few more years.
They've only had one hotspot, this couple, haven't they?
No, they had two.
How did they?
Everyone has two. There were six. That means everyone has two.
Well, yeah, but you could just put 6 on one just for a
Everyone has
laugh.
two. I don't think he is in control of it.
Aww. Well, then I don't care anymore.
Which animal reared Romulus?
Which animal reared Romulus and
Romulus
Remus?
and Remus.
A
Ooh,
wolf.
I knew that.
I'd have had
Simon
a go.
Smith owned a bear. Oh, that was a guess.
he did.
Got it right. Boom.
You are as clever as Steve, and no
well,
cleverer.
he is a PE teacher. So, not difficult.
Ah, Blanche got a hotspot.
Oh, Blanche.
But she f***ing loved that.
She did. You can see it on her face. In her eyes.
How many moves?
Because we can't win it because they're already at the question.
Unless they f*** it up.
Well, they could do that. They could do that. I'll give
He's
you
got
that.
2. Ah, he's got all 3. No, he hasn't.
The old
Yes, he
woman
has.
said Jules Verne. The old woman answered.
Ah, look at this
Oh, it's a
anarchy.
couple of thousand. Is it a couple of thousand? Are they going to win? What's the point? What a lot of effort.
Oh, they've got a lot of catching up to do. I hope this is a hotspot now.
I heard Michael Barrymore falls downstairs like in a Nick Weir styley.
Nick Weir was like a sort of Michael Barrymore lookalike, wasn't he?
Like a substandard Michael Barrymore. Imagine what that could even be.
Do you think Nick Weir used to do a lot of parties? Like, you know, Michael Barrymore lookalike.
Like a
Worked.
theme night.
Like just show up
Oh my god.
at your barbecue
Oh no.
in the garden, in the back garden. Everyone's
this
having a
paddling
lovely
pool,
time.
kids.
Hey, a game of rounders, anyone?
Really
That kind of thing.
What was I going to say? Nick Weir is a chief executive on cruises now. I looked him up the other day.
Chief executive,
He's
not
like-
entertainer.
Chief executive of entertainment or something.
I bet they're good.
Yeah,
So, who won?
some prick.
Was it the
I
old
think-
lady?
It's the old lady.
Yeah, I think that was pretty fixed.
Why
But
is
Steve
that
got
so
his driving
funny?
lessons.
Steve is pissing himself about the driving lessons at Brands Hatch. They've got to go to
funny.
Tenerife together. Are they together? I bet they're together.
I think they are.
What's going on with Michael Barrymore's hair at the back? It's really like weird. It's like too much at the back.
Maybe it's made out of animals.
Right, so what is the price? 4 hotspots for 1,000. So they could play up to it's £2,000.
Oh, that's not worth it, is it?
That's not worth it. I'm sure it was higher than that when it was Strike It Rich, because £2,000 would not constitute the name Strike It Rich.
No. But you'd be quite lucky if you happened
Strike it
upon
lucky.
£2,000.
Yeah, that's
You
lucky,
found it in the
isn't
street. Yeah.
What is a hotspot? Not
A good spot.
a good spot. Not a good spot.
So, but that's a double negative then, which is why that doesn't make any sense. What is a
It's just
hotspot not? Not a good spot.
catchphrase,
So it's
just
a good spot then.
catchphrase. Just a catchphrase.
But it's a
Maybe just-
nonsensical catchphrase.
Just reading too much into it now.
Well,
I always tried to see where all the hotspots were when this happened, and
I don't.
it's impossible. No, you couldn't. No.
Because that last sort of blue screen is another shuffle.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000. We've had a good night. We had a lovely day, Michael. What was she doing then with her hands? It was like she was miming big boobs.
Why is
Drag her around.
Oh, they've always got to have a bloody character, haven't they? I hate characters.
That's what I mean. I might have been a fix to get her through because she's a
Yeah.
mental old woman. Mental.
Oh, he's choking. Wow, wow. Oh.
Oh, it's a good question. It's red, so it could have been a hotspot, but it's not. Something about United States.
50-50. If it's his first episode, they're going to win, aren't they? And also, they only went for 1,000, so it's piss easy.
Are they going to win?
Ah, it's a hotspot.
How many are they allowed?
Michael Barrymore square in the nuts.
Is it 4 for 1,000?
4, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do it, won't they?
Oh, they might not.
Oh, bit of danger. They've got 2
Go
left.
middle
and they've got
again. Middle again.
7 screens.
Middle. Oh,
Oh, it is!
me. Oh, whoops.
Oh, you're shit at this old
Middle.
lady.
Go middle again. It's going to be 3 in a row in the middle. Come on.
Could be.
No. See, told
That's
you.
an arrow. Oh,
Middle.
oh, he
Middle.
nearly fell over. Imagine how good that would have been if he'd have fallen over.
It won't ever be as funny as Nick Weir falling down the steps.
No.
Oh my god.
So
Right,
they
middle.
lost.
Not yet. They're not allowed anymore. I go middle again.
Just keep going middle all the way.
I go middle all the way across. Middle.
Well, how many are shuffled into the mix then?
Like 100. I don't know.
Oh, it's a question. Ooh. Something about Australian tennis.
True.
Upside down.
It's true. You've lost. You idiots.
Oh, I can't believe they lost when it was the first episode.
Well, we think it was.
Wow. Ooh, mwah. Ooh, lovely. Kiss an old lady. Even though that's not your thing.
I'm glad you paused then, because I think if you hadn't paused, you might have said something you regretted. I'm glad for the pause.
We've really changed in 102 episodes. We've really switched, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we have.
That's not something I would have predicted.
No.
I remember I used to be quite worried about things that you'd say. Now it's me.
No, it is you. So that's over.
That was done. That's finished. That is now at an end.
Computer facilities. What's that?
That's no, I'm not going to say anything else, just in case.
Probably best not to.
Just in case bad things come out.
Was
that 86?
86. Yeah. Oh, right. Earlier than I thought. Okay,
but
I take
repeated
it back.
On challenge. That was fun, I suppose, in a way. A young Michael Barrymore nearly tripping over, manhandling an old lady, and I don't know, sitting on a desk. Oh, anarchy.
Anarchy. I can't cope.
Do you want to try a Michael Barrymore quiz, which is going to go horribly wrong?
Let's see where that goes. I shall put the music in just about here.
That was lovely. That's good times. So it's a Barrymore quiz.
Okay.
It's going to be a true or false. For true, I want you to answer awight, and for false, I want you to say no. That is wrong.
Good
didn't
one.
didn't have anything prepared.
Okay.
So Michael Barrymore, his real name is Michael Kieran Parker.
What?
Or white, that is true. He struck it lucky after winning New Faces.
All right.
That is, yes. He was the warm-up man for the Larry Grayson edition of the Generation game.
All right.
That is true.
I can
He
see.
had-
I can kind of see where this is going to go.
he had a patience. He had a role in Spice World the movie as a character called Mr. Step.
That is definitely all right.
It is, and he missed a step when he was going backwards on that.
He
episode
did.
Of Strike It Lucky. That's good.
Good observation. You're like Michael McIntyre.
I am. I should be on telly.
You look a bit like him.
Excellent news. He was married to a lady, his manager Cheryl, for 21 years.
All right.
Yeah, it was right. He was the first male celebrity to win the prestigious Rear of the Year award, being named joint winner for 1986 alongside Annika Rice.
Plausible. I'm going to say all white.
It's true, correct.
Yeah.
Annika Rice had a very nice bottom.
She did.
And the last one, he was the first male celebrity to win the prestigious...
Are you sure you want to finish this?
It's really not worth the build-up. He was the first male celebrity to win the prestigious Too Cool for the Pool 2001.
Was that a Butlins thing? All right.
No, that is false. That was the only false question. There's no such thing as a Too Cool for the Pool. That's not an award. What would What would even happen in the pool that would be award-winning and worthy of discussion?
I don't know. I just don't know.
So,
I'm going to bleep that out, and we're just going to hear the laughter.
This podcast has just become me
Lifeless.
laughing at stuff every week. So, absolutely no controversy at all.
There won't be, because no one will know what I said.
Nobody knows.
Again.
Nobody will ever know.
I'll just put it at the end.
Don't put it at the end.
Oh, my throat hurts. And on that bombshell,
yeah.
this has been My Wagons Were Bigger. You can tweet us at Spread the Whimsy, and you can send us messages on Facebook, www.facebook.com. But what was that?
I just had to have a massive cough.
That was really distorted. It sounded like some sort of demon. and it freaked me out.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
The spirit of dark water.
As I said, facebook.com/When My Wheels Were Bigger.
What did you do? Did you do Twitter already?
I did, yeah.
Okay, and you can also email us if you like wagonwheels@outlook.com. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. You might disagree. Let us know either way on any of those methods, and hopefully you'll come back next time for something a little bit more restrained and something that makes a bit more sense, perhaps.
Maybe.
But
Guarantee it.
thank you very much for listening, and hopefully we'll speak to you again soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The singular, the biscuits without any bends. They're long, they're little and thin in the middle and come to a stop at the ends. They're long and thin with a chocolate skin like sticks in chocolate silk. But the most singular thing in a finger is...
Chocolate Fingers, the fingular biscuit from Cadbury.
Cadbury's Dairy Milk, lovely biscuits.